On this episode, the amazing Kim Garcia from Vayner Experience stops by, and we talk Agent 2021. Hey everybody, this is Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is episode 376 of the Ask Gary V show. And this is a lot of fun for me because I have somebody on this episode that I admire, I adore, have had the privilege of working with now for 5 years, Kim? Almost six, half a decade for those counting at home, and responding a little bit to the feedback that I've been getting over the last 3 or 4 months, which is exposing more parts of the VaynerMedia part of my life, the CEO, the operational part, kind of that operational to the inspirational aspect that a lot of you see on the entrepreneurial side, and kind of the rah-rah that happens when I see cameras like I see them now. Andy, the rah-rah made you laugh? Okay, good. Anyway, and this is the Friday before Christmas, so the office is in that perfect zone. I love the fact that so many of you are traveling right now and you're at home. Out of office replies at scale is always when I'm most comfortable, because when the world is not working, I am actually calm. Kim Garcia, tell the Vayner Nation a little bit about yourself, and then we will talk about the division you run called Vayner Experience. Facebook, please put your phone numbers in, especially if you're into event marketing or things of that nature. You'll get a sense of it here. We're also going to ask Kim a little bit about her experiences, to share a story or two about VaynerMedia through the years, which one great thing about Kim is, we didn't talk about this interview at all, is she shoots it so fucking straight that we're going to actually get real stuff. I think I might get shit on a little bit here, Andy, which...
It might get really uncomfortable.
It might get super uncomfortable. For you, Kim, because I'm a fucking fighter. All right, Kim, tell them who you are.
Cool. So the first time I was exposed to you was back at the Orange Bowl. So I worked at the Orange Bowl in 2007, 2008. Some random person came in, just showed me they thought, oh, you know what? You're into marketing. You are a little bit rogue. You'll probably like this guy. Check out this video. It was your Summit Elf Smurf It Up. What was that one?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, the Javits said
the
talk that changed my career.
So I was very early on Twitter. We found out this morning, July 2007. I was hoping I beat you on Twitter, but I didn't. Shit.
Sorry.
It's okay. So they were like, check this guy out. I think you're going to like his style, whatever. So I started watching some of your videos. And then I am into wine, so I started watching some of your wine videos. Fast forward, I started at Discovery Channel, was working on creative and marketing, show launches, that sort of thing. Social was just starting to take a little bit of a launch. Likes meant something at that time. So I think you had just tweeted out that you were opening an agency with your brother. So I was in New York for a Twitter for Good event with Adam Bain, Funkmaster Flex, which is awesome.
Amazing.
I was hungover as fuck in the Hudson Hotel. And I was like, how am I going to use the rest of my day? So I was like, I'll just cold call Gary, I guess. So I tweeted at you and cold called you. Phil, Toronto, responded and said, yeah, I can get you in for a half hour. So I met you. You brought AJ in. We talked about Discovery Channel, Shark Week, Gold Rush, those priorities. At the time, the budget didn't sit under my department, so we had to hack together a scope, and then we ended up working together, brought Vayner on at Discovery Channel.
Yep.
And then fast forward, I think it was 6 months, I was moved to LA. You tweeted out again, opening a San Francisco office, who's interested? I think I texted you. And then, I don't know, a month later, you were like, cool, do you want to join the team? And I was like, yeah, I'm 4 months pregnant. How does that work out for you? And you said the best thing. You were like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. So then I knew it was the right move.
That's awesome.
So that was it. And then opened San Francisco office, was there a year, had my daughter out there, and then was moved to New York to really focus on campaigns and entertainment-focused stuff. Yeah,
at that point, we started getting a lot of entertainment clients. So obviously, because that, with Discovery Channel, as we started winning stuff at NBC and places, USA and things of that nature, that's where you kind of first really cut your teeth. And now what are you up to?
So I did entertainment for about 4 years, built a team of 50, really figured out the entertainment model, I think, for this agency, and then was bored. And so I hit you up probably a year ago is when conversations actually started, and I said, what's next for us? And we chatted multiple times, and then came up with launching Vayner Experience, which was sort of a 2.0 version of the live event space within VaynerMedia. Really obviously digital and social focus in terms of how we develop events, and then a lot of our own IP. So launched Vayner Experience in April of this year. First events being in Cannes, which was super fast and furious, but we got it done.
You did a great job with that.
Thank you.
And now we have our own first owned and operated. It's really interesting. It evolved different than our conversations.
Yes.
We really thought, and we still will do this, we want to activate for a lot of clients. A lot of clients spend too much money, no different than commercials and banner ads. You know, we're always looking for where's money being overspent in the reality of the world we live in. And we feel a lot of clients, the biggest brands in the world, when they're at Super Bowl, when they're at the NBA Finals and All-Star Weekend and the Kentucky Derby and CES, spend a lot of money to do booths or mail-in things that we think there's an opportunity to do better. We especially think that there's something incredible around the culture of activating that is Instagram worthy and this, how digital and social work with real life. But we thought that that's what was going to be the core. And then we would sprinkle at some time, wouldn't it be cool if we created our own thing, whether it's a South by Southwest or a Coachella, and obviously I'm using the biggest of big, but we'll do our own things. But in true Gary and Kim fashion, like in 4 seconds, we're like, you know, let's launch our own conference. And that's how Agent 2021, how did Agent 2021, how was that actually born? I mean, that was the theory, but like what did happen? Did I like text you in the middle of the night or?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it was just an emoji, maybe of like a little house and like a car. And I was
like the smiley face with dollar signs coming out. I've got an idea.
No, I think like VaynerMedia as a whole, and you obviously have had a ton of inbound requests just in terms of these 4 industries. There's a huge gap between how they're marketing their businesses and where consumer attention is.
The 4 industries are travel agents, insurance agents, car dealerships, and real estate agents, which is why we called it Agent 2021, with a nod to over the next 5 or so years, we want to put on the signature conference that helps agents in that industry be the best at their craft and building their brand and selling whatever they want to sell through the world that actually exists, not direct mail.
Yeah, and I think the differentiator here is like we want to get super tactical, right? Like this is not a thought leadership conference. Like I'm not interested in people walking away feeling inspired. Like I want them to actually know what the fuck to do when they walk out. So like how can they impact their plans for 2018? How can they actually start getting really practical and realistic with their marketing efforts? So everything that you're going to learn at Agent 2021 is going to be super practical, and I think that lens is going to be carried through all of the events that we do.
What's been the biggest thing that you've learned? You know, guys, and this is just very serious. It's because I love her so much, but I want to say it. Kim is such an impressive executive, has been so successful because, you know, she's just so capable. I don't know what else to tell you, but
tenacious and competitive also.
Yeah, all those, honestly, all those incredible traits, but all ladder up to capable, right? Like there's a lot of people in my audience that are super competitive but suck shit. And so like, cool, you're competitive because you're always upset you lose. Yeah,
that's true.
Honestly,
that's
your
true.
capability is very important. And look, I think drive helps people like find their way. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I will figure it out. And I think the reason, you know, we're doing this at Miami Dolphins Stadium, and no matter how good of a deal Mr. Ross and Matt Higgins are giving us, we just took a ridiculous financial chance on us. What is, you know, you haven't thrown, you know, at least to my knowledge, you haven't thrown an event like this format of this size, have you?
I mean, I did all the Orange Bowl Festival events.
Within a company environment. You were not the CEO of that company, right?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, this is on you.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, that's like, you know, he could say, I threw an event of this size. Cool. But there's a fundamental difference when shit's on your head than being a key cog. Like, Andy's awesome and all, but he's a key cog. But it's very different than, like, the whole fucking
shouldering
thing.
It?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, maybe not shoulder... I mean... Way back in DC, I started, like, my first career in events was with a catering company, and I was, like, the event planner for, like State Department. Like, so I was doing large events. So, like, But
that company was smarter than me,
and logistics is a
right?
strength of
like, it is. But that company was smarter than me, where they were just taking $2 million exposures on the risk of, like, we will figure this out.
That's true.
Okay,
that's
cool.
true.
Like, that, like, it's one thing, like, for example... Babin is a good creative, but like when he's dealing with such gold, like even his shit work is pretty fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Andy? Agreed. Good. So but this is more now for the audience. What's the biggest thing you've learned so far? What's been the most interesting thing?
With this particular conference?
And it could be something super subtle to your point of your experience. Like I think people are always learning new things. Like what's surprised you? Like what's been interesting?
I mean, it's funny. We started this conference because there is such a gap in these industries in terms of marketing, but like the amount of conversations we're having with potential speakers or even attendees, the gap is even greater than I thought, to be honest with you.
So you get on the phone call and you're like, hey, we're going to teach this. And they're like, what is even that, let alone?
Yeah, and I think like that's always been a theme at Vayner in general is like we think social and digital and as if like everyone knows what it is. And so you always have to check yourself and think like, people are not doing this every day. And like with some of our larger clients, like there is still a 101 course on social to be taught. And I think that is surprising to me is just really like, or people people throwing their hat in the ring being like, oh, I'm the most innovative person in insurance. And I'm like, no, like, what do you know?
Yeah.
like,
like to me, what's super interesting is how many real estate agents realize that you can, for hundreds of dollars, run Instagram ads in your region that are in stories where you swipe up the piece of content and it goes to the house listing. Like, I know for fact. So when I thought about this conference, what's the entry ticket price?
$800.
Right. So I was like, "Oh, that seems like a lot." And then you were like, "No, asshole. That's this was my favorite meeting of the whole. By the way, my favorite thing. I'm like, "How much are the tickets?" She's like, $800, and they're going up, right?
Yeah.
So like 800, and I was like, "That seems like a lot." Like, I'm always just speaking. I never know what conferences cost. And she's like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, she's like, "That's the price of the conferences." I'm like, oh, "Okay." But then I got like stressed, and I was like, "Okay, well, we better fucking do," I'm always thinking that way.
Yeah, but you're not like down my throat at all. Like you're
Me?
not a micromanager. No, but like you do have moments where you're like 5 texts in a row, and I'm like, okay, he's stressed about something, and then you forget that
Selling
you haven't texted
tickets.
me yet. Yeah.
I'm like, how many tickets have we sold? I keep shit quite basic.
Yeah.
No, actually, you know what? Let's talk about that a little bit because it's, as people, whether they believe you or now or later, and they can look back at this in 4 years, your straight shooterness matters here. Please help them there's a lot of managers, there's a lot of people who want to be like me. And I don't think they understand me. They see one side of me, but they don't understand the thing that's happening behind, right? Talk about, maybe even for you who actually knew a little bit about me, came in, I'm all fired, like, how important is it for an A player like you to have a boss who actually is stunningly not micromanaging?
Yeah, I wouldn't succeed otherwise. Like, honestly, like it's too suffocating. I can't. The reason I made the leap to VaynerMedia is because I was.
But did you know that you didn't necessarily know that?
No,
that was
but
your
like,
intuition.
I mean, so for me, really honest, the reason I accepted the job at VaynerMedia, it was a startup, 4 months pregnant. Obviously, like seemed risky. Moving again, we had just moved to LA. I think for me, I'd always been that like nudge and sort of like. I was annoying, like within all of like, I worked at ExxonMobil, Discovery Channel, Smithsonian. Like I was always pushing to be like, why aren't we trying this?
You're annoying, right?
Yeah, like I mean, you know that. Like I like push, right? I'm a pusher.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I was like, I'm gonna come to VaynerMedia. I think I'm so innovative and entrepreneurial. Let's like really, I'm gonna work for him, and that's gonna be where the rubber hits the road. And if it doesn't work, I'll fucking bail out and go back 100%. To a corporate. So I think. I don't know. Like, I just think that, what was the original question?
Just like this, it was interesting. I think people would be stunned.
Oh, so the micromanaging piece.
100%.
Yeah, like so I didn't think that you would be a micromanager, but I also knew you were learning on your feet, the industry, for a lot of stuff, right? So like, I had a patience with that, but I think I just know myself. The reason I entered this environment, and we've had talks about process, and I fucking hate process, and like there's been process being brought into the agency 100%. Over time, which is like so for me it was
good news. I hate process too.
It's suffocating to have a boss that's micromanager, and like you are not at all. I think you put people in the right position to succeed. You know that like ultimately you'll take responsibility for everything, and I think there's a lot of like
comfort in that.
Comfort and support. Like, okay, cool, like he has my back even though he's not in this shit.
You love that too, Andy?
Yes.
That's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not scared.
No, and it's honestly something that I try to do.
Because if shit really hits the fan, I'll be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that's what they're like, oh, it must be tough working for him. I'm like, yeah, I'm always on, but it's never.
It's the reverse, I think.
Yeah.
Like I think I make it easy to work because of that. What's hard is you got to be good.
Right.
Like
and there definitely
fast.
is like but there's also like you have to do trust building. Like we did some trust building early on.
100%.
Like there was like you weren't all in on me right away, right?
No.
Like there was definitely like 100%. So like
you know what's so funny? I was 100% all in. I'm always worried about can I feed the person what they need.
Well, and I wasn't all in on you either. Just to be honest. We had that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, so like I think for me. I'm actually the reverse. I go all in and then go backwards and then...
Right. That's what you did with me.
That's right. I actually would say I was fully all in. I just want to make sure that I can put players in the best position to succeed. I don't give a fuck what any of the 7 of you want, right? I just want to know what it is, and do I think I can achieve it for you? This is the stunning misunderstanding of CEOs. They think people work for them.
Right. And or you think that everybody's motivation is the same. Where like mine's changed over time,
That's
right?
Like first you want respect or money, and then you need time with your family, and then you need challenges, and then you like there's a million.
Right. And that's
Phone numbers, Facebook, questions. This is going to be a good one. Okay, so I'm sorry. So the biggest thing you've learned, and I want to get to the first question.
biggest thing I've learned.
And I almost want it to be a small little thing. Oh, you said one that the market is a little bit even further behind than you thought.
I think it's much further behind than I thought. I think originally. I think.
Have you learned anything about the Miami market, like nerdy shit?
Well,
like
I lived there for 3 years, so it's not.
People's perception of wanting to fly there. Like somebody who's watching right now is like, oh, I want to go to this conference. Will they be more likely to go to Miami versus New York versus LA? Like, is it fine?
Well, I think Miami in January obviously is.
Well, that's why
nice and
I thought it was
sexy.
like we were like Miami in January, and the stadium they'll probably give us a. Did they give us a good deal?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and they've been great to work with.
Literally no fucking idea. All right, let's get the phone calls in. If you're a travel agent, insurance agent, car dealer, real estate agent, this conference is for you. But we're also talking about Vayner Experience as a whole. Let's talk about that a little bit. As you know. You've been in the industry, but when you started auditing what clients were doing, and it was early days, because we kind of went right into Agent 2021.
Yeah.
And then I also want you thinking in parallel, because I know you can think on multiple tracks. What's your guess for the next IP-owned event we do? Around what space? Actually, I already know. Yeah. It's voice. It's voice.
Well,
but the third one. Oh, do you not think it's voice? Who's this? Tammy, hey, it's Gary B. Hey, Tammy, it's Gary B.
hi, Tammy. I'm assuming it's excitement for me.
Oh,
I know you're on with Kim Garcia.
I know, it's exciting.
How are you, Tammy?
Oh, you guys, I am so excited to ask you. I know you don't have much time, so I'll get right to the question.
Go ahead.
So we run a music festival. We've been running it for several years now, twice a year, and it's growing and growing. But this past year, we got hit, with the fear of the hurricanes and stuff like that, so we really lost a lot. But this year, we really want to ramp it up, and we want to get, like, bigger acts in. It's like a 3-day music festival with music and events and stuff like that.
Where is it?
It's in Hamilton, New Jersey. It's we call it Camp Jam in the Pines. It's right on the water in the Pine Barrens, and people camp out and they decorate their campsites, and it's a lot of fun.
I have great news, Tammy. I think half of VaynerMedia just signed up. Literally, yes, Tammy, this company is a disaster. I mean, Jake's fucking brother works 3 days a year because he's at 37 festivals. Like it's
my God.
yes, all these 26-year-old hipsters.
Coachella's like a real situation around here.
Oh, Coachella almost put VaynerMedia out of business, Tammy, because like 4 years ago, all of a sudden, like 83% of the company was out of office, like 2 years in a row at the same time. So the fact that you're in Jersey and most of our employees are here, I'm telling you right now, I have amazing news. I do think Sam Taggart just bought a ticket. He doesn't even work here anymore, but Sam Taggart bought a ticket to this thing. So, okay, so what happened wait a minute, hurricanes. We had a threat of a hurricane last year during the weekend and you got fucked?
Yes, it was like, it was coming up the coast, and a lot of people didn't buy tickets, ahead of time, and it was such a bummer because we had a great lineup, and
who's the biggest act you had last year or the year before, for example, so we get a level set on leveling up acts?
Well, let's see, we do. Oh, geez, you put me on the spot.
That's okay. Listen, you don't need to know. Like, as you're thinking about that, let's start with what type of music. Is this EDM? Is it hip hop? Is it just cultural? Like, what is it?
We do a lot of like roots music, blues, bluegrass, funk. We do a lot of funk and stuff like that. Stuff out of Philadelphia.
Really soul.
A lot of stuff that comes from Philly.
Good news. Give us one free ticket for Jake Ben Ruby. We're going to send him with a camera. He's going to make a 2-minute, 19-second video output for you, and it's going to be the commercial. It's going to be the commercial for 2019.
Jake.
I'm going to have a heart attack right now.
Okay, don't, because then you won't be able to give Jake the ticket, and it would ruin the whole concept.
You guys, I'm gonna reserve.
So listen, I'm going to give you a quick.
I'm
going to give you a quick answer. Get somebody on the team to go on Instagram and SoundCloud and literally directly message emerging acts that are bigger then people realize, because you don't have the dollars to get the people that you want. So the way you do that is you buy underpriced attention. I used to cost $5,000 to give a speech when I was worth at that moment, let's just say, and I'm going to use a real number in my mind based on what I know about the speaking world over the last decade. There was a time I was selling myself for $5,000 for a speech where I was worth $35. Then there was a time where I was 25 and I was worth 60. But then there was a time where I was getting 80 and I was worth 90. Now I'm 150, but I think I'm worth 280, right? Like there's always different things. There's always different things. And so right now there's 11 acts in jazz and grass and things of that nature that may cost something, but they're worth 4 to 10 times more because they have a fan base, but the mainstream world doesn't know yet. And it's happening on SoundCloud and Instagram and Spotify. You need to put somebody on that to find those. They're actually bigger acts. They don't just cost as much of a bigger act.
And
do you understand?
They'll work harder. They'll actually work harder to sell tickets for you.
Yeah, well, our problem is, so if we have, a great act that comes in, we pay, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000, and we want them back. Now all of a sudden it's like 12,000 or 15,000, and we can't do it because we have so many acts, throughout the weekend. But we want to.
So here's what I would say. Actually, go ahead, Kim.
Could you do less acts?
I guess so. I mean, we want to entertain the people because
Tammy, can you do more acts that you don't pay $1,000 or $2,000 for and find up and comers who just need exposure, and we'll do it for travel and accommodations and exposure, which then would let you save at the bottom to be able to pay to the top to amortize it out. So you pay 80% of the dollars for the top 20% because you've stopped paying the bottom 20% dollars that actually weren't bringing you that much, and you found a hungrier, younger breed underneath that bottom that came in for free, which then gave you the dollars to go back to the top.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could probably pay them less. No,
Tam.
Yeah.
It's not about paying less. Let's break that down one more time because it was super important, and I think you're glazing off over it, and I think it's the way for you to solve your problem. So can we break it down?
Yeah.
How many acts do you pay? How many acts do you have?
We pay all of them.
And are you emotional about that part? Do you feel like that's a badge of honor? Or do you feel like if you took the bottom 40% of the people you pay and found up-and-comers that literally thought it was phenomenal? So let me go back to my career. The first 11 talks I did were free.
Yeah.
And they were free because I wanted exposure. Do you understand? Are you romantic and emotional about the idea of paying every act that's like a badge of honor? Or do you think you can deploy that emotion towards the idea of helping acts get broken out to new audiences, and you'll pay for accommodations and things of that nature, and then save those dollars, which will then allow you to afford bigger acts? Can you answer that for me?
Well, I guess there's an emotional element because we do want to pay everybody just because there's so many people out there that try to take advantage of these artists.
Tam.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The fact that you default into I'm taking advantage of somebody that I'm not paying is a fundamentally broken mindset and strategy, and I just don't think it's fair. For example, artists who are listening right now like, fuck you, Gary, da-da-da. Meanwhile, did you take on the financial hit of the hurricane, or did you pay the artists last year?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's interesting. Here's the bottom line, Tammy. I don't believe giving some kid who's been on YouTube for 2 weeks, who you think sounds great, right? $0 to put them in front of how many people will listen to them play?
The most we've had so far is about 2,000 people.
Right. So for 3,500 kids right now on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify, just the idea that somebody wants them to play at a festival is insane. Because 48 hours ago, they were playing a guitar in their home by themselves and never put anything on the internet. You defaulting into I'm taking advantage. Now, if you offer $0 to somebody that gets used to paying $5,000 per an act, that's a bad trade. But if you offer $0 but exposure and accommodations and learning experience to somebody who's never been paid before, but you think, or your music people think that they're good, you're giving somebody a platform, not you're taking advantage of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
I think you need to have that debate with yourself, because I think way too many people, and this is now business general talk for everybody, is overcompensating the bottom, undercompensating the top, and breaking their whole fucking thing. Do you understand, Tam?
Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah, I do. Well, that makes sense. And so in addition, let's just say, like if we want to grow, like how about finding sponsors or finding people or businesses that want to kind of partner?
I've got an answer, but I want to hear Kim's.
I
understand. Kim?
Yeah, do it. You should definitely find sponsors.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, well, where can I go to find out how to pitch to these people? Because this is not, we started from the bottom. It started out in the backyard, and it's grown from there. Now we have, huge camping grounds and things like that. But, we don't have that background of, like pitching to these people. And I feel like I need to learn that before I walk in there and make a fool of myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to identify your hit list, start local, like who in the local area would want to support a community event because there's value for them, obviously, to drive brand awareness. So I think you just put together what is the value prop, right? Like at the end of the day, like what is the sponsor going to get out of the event, whether it's brand exposure, whether it's community support, those types of things. Like it could just be a one sheet. No one needs to be fancy, right? It's a smaller festival. No one's expecting, this like dog and pony show for them. I think if you can just, what is the value prop, really quick and concise, and just make phone calls.
Tam, let me give you and everybody who's listening and watching a great piece of advice. If you were in sales, you'll always make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, right?
You need to get over that. The number one thing that I think has made me good at sales is I don't give a fuck about making a fool of myself. If you don't ask, you do not get. Right? Like the end. True. You walk in, you tell Mr. Thompson from the local liquor store, Mrs. Smith from the local pharmacy, we're doing this. It's good for you because when 2,000 people come from out of town, they need to buy medicine and blah, blah, blah. And like you just tell them your truth and then you just let it play out the way it plays out. The answer to your question is you got to ask. The reason you're not going to get sponsorships is you're sitting at home right now debating about not looking like a fool, which means you've never asked, which means you're not going to get jack shit, Tam.
Yeah. Well, I had an idea of like maybe calling, but I'm not sure who to ask for when I call, like
the boss,
REI or some of these like
the boss.
Yeah, the boss.
Hello, it's Tammy. Can I speak to the boss?
Tammy,
well, you know what?
Sales marketing.
Tammy, do me a favor, like a real favor for Kim and I, and we're going to move on to the next question. Facebook, put your phone numbers in. Tammy, you've got to just start. You got to get uncomfortable. Literally on December 26th, or today, right now, fuck it, let's not even wait. Call and email 10 local businesses and say, you're putting on a festival, you're looking for sponsors, are you interested? Getting 10 no's would be the biggest ROI positive thing in your career. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We love you.
I'll do that.
All right.
Good luck.
All right. We love you guys.
All right.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so
Bye.
much. Bye, Chip.
Oh, very nice. Jake, you've got a new festival to go to. Yes. I'm excited about that. How's your asking been going for Agent 2021?
Good, 50-50,
Yep.
I think. Yeah. I think...
People getting it?
Yes, I would. Oh, you know what? This is a good learning. I think that we announced the festival too late, or the conference too late.
Meaning you need more time for these things to breathe?
100%.
We're not good at that.
We're not good. We suck at that. Like
I suck at it. You're laughing because
our runways are so
guys, we
short.
Like my book, like this poor book is dead. Like we haven't done anything. Can you please buy the book?
I mean, we're giving some of the conference, so that's good.
Well, hold on.
We're giving some of the
Actually,
conference.
hold on. Hey, Alexa. This could be really interesting to me. Alexa, can you buy Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk? Hey, Alexa. Wake up, Alexa. Alexa?
You just got her out of office for the holidays.
I'm here.
Good, thank God. Alexa, can you buy Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk?
I couldn't find any songs matching Crushing It in your library
Songs?
or Prime. To play
Amazon.
tens of millions of
What's that?
songs, check out Amazon Music Unlimited.
Maybe book.
Hey, Alexa, can you buy an Amazon book called Crushing It? This is
I'm
fun.
not quite sure how to help you with that.
All right, fuck it. See you later, Alexa. Alexa off. Get the phone number in.
That's gonna be a
So
good
yeah,
last
we
clip.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, stop.
I mean,
We suck at giving ourselves time.
Yeah, we really do.
We do. We have to get better at that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny about that? We were planning the voice conference over email the other day, and you're like, hey, we need to announce this. I'm like, no problem. Move it up a month, and we'll wait and announce it a month later. Fuck.
Goes to the auto industry.
Who's this?
Finn's Garage.
Finn's Garage?
Nice.
We don't have a name.
Finn's Garage.
Understood. Hey, man, it's Gary V. Is this Finn's Garage?
This is. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing well. I'm here with Kim Garcia, and you're in the Ask Gary V show.
Hey, Finn's Garage.
Well, hey, how are you, Kim?
Good. Good.
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'm a car dealer. I'm a small car dealer in a niche market, so I'm really interested to see what you guys have got in mind for the car dealer marketing.
Where is your name Finn?
Last name's Finnerty. It's short.
Love it. I understand that. My last name's
What are you
Vaynerchuk.
doing?
I'm sitting. What's your first name?
Dennis.
Dennis? All right. And where are you, Dennis? What part of the world?
I'm in Meredith, New Hampshire.
Understood. And the niche aspect is Meredith, New Hampshire itself, or something else that we don't know?
No, just a niche market as far as antique cars. I'm not a big, brand car dealer. Like, I don't sell Chevy or Ford or whatnot. I sell to classic car
Collectors.
enthusiasts.
Yeah, love it. Kim, what can
What's the
Finn
question?
and car dealership people expect from this conference?
Oh, look, it's social 101 marketing principles at the very least. So really understanding how do you create content that's going to translate in social? How can you make sure that you're positioned as the go-to person in the car collecting, antique car world? So that you're getting obviously the eyeballs on your vehicles to sell.
Dennis, are you posting every vehicle you have on Instagram with swipe up capabilities to the URL or contact you?
I have not graduated to the swipe up capabilities yet. No,
But you
I
are
do
on
post
Instagram.
I am on Instagram, yeah. I've
Okay.
actually been on the show before with you, Gary.
Is this from when I had dude from the TV show that you called, right?
Yeah, when
I
Richard
thought it was you.
on.
Yeah, I thought that's right. So look, I mean, I think the most interesting thing to me about the conference is the like-minded nature of the individuals coming to the conference. So I've been looking at people that have been like, it's funny when people tweet going to the event, because I haven't looked at the data on Kim's side. I don't micromanage. I don't know if you've heard, but I've been looking at the people that tweet that they're going. Fuck, I was like, Jesus Christ! Like half of the hundreds of people I've already seen are capable of being on stage. Like them. It's interesting how this actually works, right? The people that have been buying tickets have been the winners.
Yes.
Like the people that are already like it's so funny how this all actually works. So Dennis, excuse me, to be frank, I think the sneaky thing of the conference is going to be mingling at the
Sure.
lunch and breakfasts and like I think it's the 3 relationships you make with the person who's going to give you 6 months free of social media work there because they're there to pick up business for. I think the sneakiness is in the halls of the stadium at this conference more than anything that will happen on stage, other than my keynote, which will most likely be the greatest business talk that a human has given ever.
You're not biased, right?
Yeah, it's not biased at all. I think it should be pretty good, but I think that's what's going to probably be the big outcome. When I think about the ROI of that $1,000, $1,200 with the ticket and the airfare and the hotel, like that event, I think the majority of businesses win if they leave there with 3 relationships, which will literally take nothing but saying hello to 5 people.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, and it boils down to anything in life, doing that, making the networking. Even when I go to these shows and I go to these auctions, even though, like I joked with Richard the day that he was on with you, it's just getting Richard to say my name, instead of saying, "Oh, nice to meet you, sir."
That's a win. I agree. Thanks for calling again, brother.
All
I
right.
love the 2-timers. Have a healthy holiday. Kim, it's funny. I really do think about conferences that way. Like the only conferences I go to, as Tyler will tell you, they're things like lobby or like they're unconferences. There is no track. It's just about meeting the people. And I do think that the majority of people going to this first year's conference, a lot of them are going to know who I am or come from my circle. And I do think that that's going to lead to a lot of serendipity in the halls.
Yeah, I think so. I do. I'm leaning very heavily, though, into the education piece of it. I want people to feel like they're getting value besides just seeing you, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're great and all.
No,
but like, I really do want.
Fuck me. Like,
I really
agree
want
with
people
you.
to
I
get
totally
like tactical in there, right?
100,000%. I'm even going to be tactical because of that.
And
You've got me motivated.
Good morning, this is Alicia.
Alicia?
Yes.
This is Gary Vaynerchuk, and you're on the Ask Gary V show with Kim Garcia.
hey, Alicia.
Good afternoon, Kim and Gary.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Insane.
I am really excited about your 2021 event.
So am I.
With all of these industries
Are you coming?
as a notary public.
Are you coming?
I wish I could, but unfortunately,
You can't call the show, tell me how excited you are, and then not come to the event, Alicia.
So savage.
All right, call her back. I feel bad. I used to do that back in the day on Ustream when I was myself, but I feel like I guess I've matured or something. I feel like I have to call people
She
back.
has a burning real estate question.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, she could get it answered.
I like how it
at
ended with
Agent 2021.
unfortunately. That was the last thing we heard from her.
I lost you guys.
Yeah, sorry about that, Alicia. So, Leash, what were you saying?
I was saying I would love to join you, but I'm too busy hustling up here in Idaho trying to build my business in a very rural area.
I respect the
where
shit out of
most of
that.
the folks,
Yes.
most of the folks up here don't believe in the internet. And
Okay.
It's rough.
So let's talk about that
That's
for a
rough.
minute. I mean, I don't think you should ever fight the market. Now, first of all, I don't believe that. Like I get what you're saying. We can all argue about different things of that nature. But one thing I want to say to everybody is, if I had to knock door to door to sell something, I would. I mean, I could give a shit on how you get the attention. I would argue that you'd be stunned on. Here's what, Alicia, I'll give you one amazing insight just on that statement. In places where people think, whether it's age demo or location, that people don't believe in the internet, they'd be stunned how much they need to use Facebook to be the gateway drug to get the face-to-face. If you run a Facebook ad, go ahead.
That's exactly been my my push right now, because being a notary public is kind of boring and I can't really find great Instagram content.
Yes?
So slowly but surely I'm picking up those likes and followers, but I'm not getting the business. I'm not presenting the value I have to people apparently quite well.
Well, let me give you a way to do it. I think you should run a Facebook ad, right? Do you know how to run a Facebook ad?
I'm running one right now, Gary.
I love you. I want you to run another one. I want you to take your phone, stick it into your face, and be like, hey guys, it's me. Pick a restaurant in Idaho, right? Pick a restaurant in your general area and say, the first 6 people to email me RSVP that are in the market for a home. Now hear me out. Whether they're telling the truth or not is going to be irrelevant. So you're taking the risk, right?
Yes.
You're taking the
Yes,
risk,
I am.
which I'm into. My dad used to hate this kind of shit that I would do. He's like, they're gonna lie and not be in the home, and they're gonna just eat your free lunch. And I'm like, it's cool, Dad. Because for me, whether they're in the home or not, you're gonna get a really amazing opportunity to meet 6 strangers in the neighborhood who may or may not be in the market, but you're gonna leave with 2 things. You're gonna leave with insights to the neighborhood or things that citizens are talking about. And 2, they may not be in the market for a home, but literally in 3 months, their cousin might be moving back to Idaho and they're gonna use you. I think for $40 in Facebook ads and for the for the $200 tab, maybe $144, dollar tab, you're gonna have 6 new relationships. I think you should go on a buying free lunch campaign, meeting people, talking about the issues and opportunities of the town. You should become the Pied Piper of your town, and you should do it by offering people free lunch that are in the market for a home to talk about the market. And the video should say whether you use me or somebody else or one of my friends, I don't care. This is a free lunch. I'm trying to build real relationship. It will work. It will be the gateway to real life. And in that 2.5-hour lunch, you'll be able to present your value a hell of a lot better than in your 47-second sizzle real.
That is a great idea, Gary. I really am
agree.
going to do that probably the day after Christmas.
What about right
Or
now?
maybe right now. Why not now? Because all weekend long, people are going to be sitting around the table looking at their Facebook.
Correct. And a lot of people are going to be going to each other's homes and they're going to say, did you see the crazy lady with that Facebook ad we're all seeing? And I'm being dead serious.
I am super stoked you guys called me. I have more motivation listening to you, Gary, than I've ever had in my own business before, and I want to thank you.
I appreciate
So,
it. And what about
for all
Kim?
that you do,
What
and I
about Kim?
appreciate you.
What do you have to say to
Have I
Kim
motivated
Garcia?
you today?
Well,
Yes.
Kim made a comment earlier about how the disconnect in the real estate industry for marketing is very much larger than anybody anticipates, and I see that on a daily basis.
Well, good. Let's take advantage of it then.
I'm trying to expand. I mean, I'm refurbishing dressers on the weekend, Gary, to resell
fucking
because
love it.
that was a great damn idea. Thank you.
It's fun, right?
So I can buy new equipment to expand my business for the real estate professional.
2018
So-
Flip Challenge. Alicia, I'll drop it right here, right now. 2018 Flip Challenge is going to be bigger and badder than ever. There's a whole lot of homies running around wanting to be a part of it. I see you guys on social. I'm not ignoring you. We will get to it. And that makes me so happy. The idea that I know everybody listening here, no matter how much money they have, literally, no matter how much, if you were
You can make $100 every weekend if you want it.
you're preaching. I'm getting email. Like, I love when people are like, well, I don't have any money. And I'm literally the third email after that, and Tyler knows this, is I was homeless. I saw the Flip Challenge. I took stuff from people's trash, posted it on eBay, because I don't know if you guys heard, even if you have $0 and 0 cents in America, specifically, I don't want to speak for the whole world, you have a phone. Like, it's remarkable.
It's true.
It's remarkable.
I'm on,
and
I'm
so-
on the free Craigslist ads daily, Gary, because I'm not kidding you. People get rid of great shit all the time.
What's your best flip, Alicia, this year? What's been your best
my
flip?
best flip, I got a Burlwood table about 2 weeks ago, and I flipped it for $375.
And you got it for how much?
I got it for free.
That's awesome.
Fucking love that shit. And now you're gonna take $375, run it in Facebook ads, the content's gonna be free from your phone, and you're gonna sell a fucking home. And you're gonna write a blog post, how I sold a home for free.
I'm really going to have to start doing that strategy, because I think another thing that I need to get into is helping my colleagues achieve better marketing strategy too.
No shit.
I think it's going to make all the difference in my market, especially.
Alicia, if you do not come to 2019's Agent 2021, you are not my friend.
Well, you know what, Gary? I'm going to have to put that on the top of my priority list now, since it's
Sell a
threat.
fucking couple of chairs and fucking, desks next year, put them aside, and next year, wherever we announce it, that's where I expect you to be, and I expect you to come right up to me and be like, I sold a fucking chest and an old shoe and a fucking hoodie, and that's how I got here. Do you understand?
Hell yes.
And then you're gonna write a blog post that says, how I went to Agent 2021 for free, and I'm gonna retweet that shit.
You have a deal, Mr. Vaynerchuk.
Thank you so much. Have a great holiday.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Kim? What do you think? That usually means, what's your thoughts on that?
I think she's fucking awesome.
Dude,
I love her.
Jake,
She's
this-
great.
Guys, this flip challenge is go on Craigslist, take something that's free, sell it on Facebook Marketplace. 22 minutes of your time.
I love that she called and actually had done something. That's awesome.
That's what it's.
It's just so real. Like, I don't want you to hear you're crying, Russ.
Hello?
Hello, Andrew, this is Gary Vaynerchuk. You're on the Ask Gary V show with Kim Garcia.
Hey,
Holy shit.
are you crying? I have that effect
No.
on people. Oh.
Oh my gosh. I need those. Sorry. Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here, brother.
Oh my gosh. How are you, Gary?
I'm amazing. Where are you from?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
I love it.
Awesome.
How are things in St. Louis?
Booming. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out still.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. What's your question, brother?
All right. So I currently do real estate. Oh
Good.
gosh, I gotta calm down.
Are you coming to Agent 2021?
I'm afraid to say no.
I mean, this is not good.
Why are people doing this?
I don't know, but call him back.
Well, we gave him time.
People are making a huge mistake.
I know.
Right in their mouths. Right in their mouths, they're making huge
But I
mistakes.
will say that's bold. That's a bold move to call in and not have. bought
That's a
ticket.
good point. Do not call in.
I like respect that.
Andrew?
Andrew, Lamer, St. Louis. Boss is a little hesitant.
Damn it, you did it to me, Gary.
I know I did, Andrew. I did it to you, but I had to call you back. So, all right, go ahead. Keep going.
I appreciate it. All right, so I currently do real estate marketing for just a single agent right now. And
Dude,
we
do
just
you
recently-
do you have $1,300?
I do not have $1,300.
Respect. Dude, I'm going to give you $1,300 right now. Merry Christmas. I'm sending you to Agent2021 because if you come, you'll have 6 clients, not 1. It's done. Tyler, take care of it. Email Tyler.
All right. You're kidding.
Sure am not. Oh, wait a minute. I own the tickets, so I only have to pay for your airfare and the flight. It's not even going to cost me $1,300. You're coming to Agent2021, brother. I'm sending you.
Oh my God.
Merry Christmas, bro. Hope you're not Jewish.
Oh my God.
Is this a good thing? Can you
Dude,
go?
I'll make time to go.
January 24th.
Have you ever been to Miami?
I've never been to Miami.
Shit's
no.
popping over there, bro. You're gonna love it.
It's gonna be a lot warmer than St. Louis too.
Dude, congratulations. You're going to Agent 2021, and here's the only thing I ask. That you fucking say hello to everybody there, and you leave that place with 5 clients. I mean, even if you have to do some free work for one person, half price for another, full price for another, like, go and hustle. Make this the moment that changed the trajectory of your career.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
My pleasure. Do you have a question for Kim Garcia?
I guess. I mean, I don't really know what to say now.
Are you blacked out from excitement? Do you just want to hang up and text your homies and be like, dude, you'll never believe what the fuck happened?
I mean, no, I gotta get something. I gotta ask a question.
You just got
All right,
something.
let's go.
All right. Oh gosh. Okay, so I guess I'm currently employed with just one guy, for instance, right now, and I do video marketing. I do photography for him, and I've been really wanting to start some sort of maybe like a video series or something, just so people can be more personable with the agent.
Okay.
Via just online, just in general. And he's very resistant with being on camera.
So don't put him on camera. Make it audio.
Or written.
And I've also offered that as well. I just don't really know the direction to go with a podcast with an agent in a specific area. Just because I feel like
don't make it a podcast. Use Anchor. Let him say audio clips and share it on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter. We made some interesting graphics, guys. Team, somebody leave a comment in this episode of those audio Instagram posts we made. Right? Remember when we took like a clip of my audio and it would just like kind of look cool? Brother, in the YouTube and the Facebook post of this episode, the first pinned result will be a link to the or I don't know how they're going to do it, a link and an image, or they'll put it in there of what we did where we made an audio piece of content that's visual that works well on Instagram, and you can do that on every social platform. Do not force people to do communication styles that they don't understand. Find out what they do understand and then build around that. I can't write for shit. I'm about to write 5 New York Times bestselling books. Yeah, I mean, it's like fun.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's a real fucking punchline.
Yeah.
Got it?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll see you in Miami.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate it.
Tyler, what's your email?
T. Schmidt.
It's T. Schmidt. Yeah. Email T. Schmidt Actually, email Gary at VaynerMedia.com, because who knows if you fucked up misspelling Schmidt and it got weird and you'd be sad, and then I would see it on Twitter, but then it'd be too late. So Gary at VaynerMedia.com, just put woohoo, and then Tyler will jump in there and we'll take care of everything. Got it?
Sounds great. Thank you so
Take
much,
care.
Gary.
You got it.
Bye.
All right, Kim, I got to get out of here. I got
Okay.
a ton of shit that I got to get in the rest of the day. Just looked at my
Great.
calendar. Question of the day.
Okay. Oh, me. Fuck. Shit, I
Thanks for
wasn't even
watching the
prepared
show.
for this. I know. Shit, I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, this is the best.
Question of the day.
This is amazing. I'm enjoying the shit out of this. It's one of the great moments in my life. We will clip this and put it on your K-pop Twitter account.
Question of the day is...
You know what's fun about questions of the day? They don't have to be directly about what the episode's about.
Great, this is not.
Good.
If you could be one slice of pizza for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That was fucking good. You stumbled, but you accelerated at the end.
It's a question I heard recently, by the way.
Got it. It's like a Reddit meme that I have no idea about. Kim, I love you.
I love you too.
All right. Everybody have a great holiday season. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope we see a bunch of you in Miami. Hit up K-Pop and at Vayner Experience if you've got questions. They've been incredible on that. And we will see you. You keep asking questions. We will keep answering them.